In the heart of Belfast, the air hangs heavy with uneasy silence, a reminder of the fragility that now defines this region. Community leaders gather around a table, their faces etched with concern, sharing stories of a past they all desperately want to move beyond. Each tale echoes in the room, a poignant reminder that healing, while necessary, is fraught with challenges that require collective will and understanding. In the midst of this gathering, a young voice rises, challenging the elders with raw honesty. "We are tired of hearing about the past. Our future is at stake," says Aisling, her eyes burning with determination. The room hushes, as the weight of her words settles in. "We want to build something new, where our children don't have to carry the burdens we inherited." Murmurs of agreement ripple through the group, a flicker of hope igniting a shared vision. This is a new generation, one that insists on transformation, not just survival, as they confront the shadows of history looming overhead. As Aisling's passionate plea hangs in the air, an elder named Patrick speaks up, his voice trembling with emotion. "You're right, Aisling. We have lived too long in the shadows of our histories, but change is daunting for those of us who remember the pain." His gaze shifts to the window, where the remnants of old barricades are visibly nestled among modern structures, representing the duality of their existence, a bridge to the past and a barrier to the future. "Yet, we must find the courage to step into the light you crave," he continues, his spirit stirring with the potential for reconciliation that the youth bring. "We have a responsibility to pave the way for a different kind of narrative," Aisling continues, her voice rising with fervor. "Our actions today will echo in our children's lives tomorrow." The weight of expectation hangs heavily as the leaders grapple with her bold call to action. Murmurs of concern ripple through the group, but Aisling's conviction ignites interest and passion. "We deserve a future unshackled from hatred," she asserts, her expression intense, compelling her listeners to envision possibilities beyond the scrapes of their shared past. Patrick nods, visibly moved, as the stark reality of their situation intertwines with hope for the future. "Perhaps the focus must shift from the wounds to what binds us," he suggests, glancing at the photographs on the wall, reminders of lives lost yet also emblematic of shared humanity. "Let us dare to create a legacy built on understanding instead of division." The room brightens as these words resonate, igniting conversations that buzz with the promise of a different tomorrow. In the streets outside, the noise of a protest reverberates, a clamor of discontent that echoes the words exchanged within the walls of the meeting. Flags wave defiantly as chants rise, calls for unity, calls for justice, and calls that reflect the underlying tension bubbling beneath the surface. Aisling steps outside, the fervor of her speech lingering in her heart, as she finds herself swept up in the throng. She sees friends, neighbors, and familiar faces all carrying signs with messages of hope and anger, a vivid tapestry of their fractured identities interwoven with dreams for a better tomorrow. "We are here for change," a voice echoes in the distance, rallying the crowd, and she smiles, recognizing the power of collective voices finding strength together. As they march, Aisling looks alongside her, where Patrick stands, a beacon of wisdom and support amidst the youth's growing passion, ready to engage in this vital dialogue that could alter the course of their future. "Together, we can build a bridge," he shouts, igniting a wave of determined energy that sweeps through the crowd, propelling them forward into the unknown terrain of potential reconciliation. The atmosphere shifts as the march intensifies, voices united in a chorus of hope battling against the weight of historical grievances. Aisling glances at the crowd around her, witnessing a mosaic of solidarity, young and old, Protestants and Catholics, each carrying the banner of change while defiantly standing against the shadows of the past. Patrick's words resonate in her mind, echoing the sentiment that healing is not just an option, it's a necessity for peace. "We must listen to one another," she urges, encouraging those nearby to share their stories as they walk. Understanding is the first step towards transformation. The crowd vibrates with energy as stories unfold, bridging the divides that have long separated them. Each story, a thread woven into the fabric of a new narrative, begs them to envision a future built on collaboration, not conflict. A realization dawns on Aisling. They are not merely participants in this protest, but architects of an emerging legacy, one that could redefine the essence of Northern Ireland. The march flows onward, a testament to resilience and a commitment to fight for their shared destiny. The protest swells as voices harmonize in unison, intertwining old grievances with new aspirations. Aisling holds her breath as the chants crescendo, each syllable a powerful affirmation that echoes the dreams of countless souls yearning for peace. "We are not defined by the scars of our history," one speaker shouts passionately, igniting the crowd with an infectious energy. "We are the architects of our own future." Aisling feels a rush of hope surge through her. This is not just a march, but a declaration, a promise that the cycles of violence and division can be transformed into a narrative of understanding and unity. As they draw closer to the iconic peace walls, her heart swells with visions of what lies ahead. Barriers dismantled, walls tumbled down, and a tapestry of shared dreams woven together across the divides. As they approach the towering peace walls that have stood as symbols of division, Aisling's heart races with both trepidation and hope. "These walls don't just separate us," she reflects, "they also hold stories of resilience and the potential for healing." The crowd pauses, their chants softening, allowing the weight of her words to settle. Patrick steps beside her, his eyes scanning the faces in the throng. "What if we turned these barriers into bridges?" he proposes, raising his voice to rouse the gathered masses. Aisling nods, emboldened by his confident vision. "Let's paint over these walls," she shouts, "with our stories, our hopes, and our dreams." An electrifying energy pulses through the crowd as they rally around this bold idea, uniting once more to leave a mark on both the walls and the legacy of their shared journey. "Together, we can choose a different path," Aisling continues, her voice echoing against the weathered concrete. As she speaks, the crowd leans closer, drawn in by the urgency of her message. "Let's honor those lost by creating a future they would be proud of." The unity strikes a chord, igniting spirited discussion among the attendees. Each person envisioning the possibilities of a community stitched together by common dreams rather than past conflicts. A sense of kinship and responsibility blossoms, transforming the gathering from mere protest into a meaningful dialogue about shared identity and hope for what lies ahead. The journey ahead is daunting, yet the spirit of unity blossoms, illuminating the path toward healing. Aisling's fervor carries the weight of a generation eager for true reconciliation, urging everyone to confront the lingering shadows with courage. In this moment, they choose not just to survive, but to thrive, paving the way for a brighter tomorrow together.